Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming this morning. We were just able to meet with key cabinet officials and our key regional partners to make sure that we knew the status of both our preparations and what was yet to come. The Seattle area saw snow and freezing temperatures beginning yesterday. While we did not get much snow accumulation in most of Seattle, the region did see some extraordinarily. And the National Weather Service is reporting both that we should expect freezing temperatures to continue and for there to be a heavy freeze tonight and intermittent snow flurries with further accumulations Wednesday and Thursday. Several members of the cabinet are with us here today and will address some of the questions so that you can get from each of the areas impacting the city. But I think a couple of things I would really like to emphasize to all the residents and businesses in Seattle. First, please stay informed. Make sure that you are checking the news services to determine what the forecast is. It can be very unpredictable this time of year, and being informed will keep everyone more safe. Two, as we said before, please shovel your sidewalks. Businesses and residents have the legal obligation to keep the sidewalks around their businesses and homes free of snow and ice. So it's not just the lawful thing to do, it's actually the right thing to do. We know that it can become very treacherous in Seattle for people to walk or roll on sidewalks, and it will serve everyone and keep everyone more safe if people do what they're supposed to do. Third, if you do not have to drive, don't drive. And I would say that for the entire week. Particularly as we see additional roads freezing tonight, even though they're pre-treated, we can often have some accidents and collisions, which could cause people to have more harm. Also, I really want to emphasize, please check on your neighbors. If you are able-bodied and able to get out, make sure the people who are living around you are also safe and have what they need. And then the last is stay and get prepared. Check your flashlights. Make sure you have your emergency kits ready. Make sure you know what to do if you lose power or if we get a major snow event. As we said last week, we will stay more safe if everyone does their part. Stay home if you don't have to travel. Be safe when you do travel. Check on your neighbors. Make sure you shovel those sidewalks and make sure that you're ready with your flashlights if we get more events. As people know, last year we had a light dry snow, and so we did not lose power like many areas have. This is a heavier, wet, freezing snow. We've already heard from those areas that were hit hardest that there's a lot of downed trees and power lines. We know that we could be susceptible to that in the next events, so it's going to be really important. We have City Light here who will address that, but really important for people to make sure that you're ready in case we do have a power outage. We have been working really hard to make sure that our coordination with our partners is good. So we have Metro here, we have Sound Transit, the Seattle Public Schools, all of those entities that we have to work together are here to answer some of your questions. Finally, I really want to emphasize, we need to bring everybody inside. People experiencing homelessness are particularly vulnerable during these storm events. So we have set up a number of other shelter spaces and have contingencies to do more. We have our outreach people working around the clock to try to bring people inside. We will tell you the numbers you can call if you see somebody who needs help. We want to do everything we can to make sure we're bringing people inside. We've used our existing city buildings to increase capacity, and we have plans to surge even more capacity. So we are both doing more outreach to bring people inside, and we'll have more places for people to stay safe. This is going to be really important. Jason Johnson from the HSD will address this. We've also made sure that that's connected with our police department, our fire department, Seattle Public Utilities, and Seattle City Light. All of them have people out in the field every day. And so we're making sure that every one of those people has the information they need to bring people inside. So with that, I want to turn it over to the roads and Rodney Maxie, who will talk to you a little bit about what Seattle Department of Transportation is doing to keep us safe. Rodney?
My name is Rodney Maxie. I'm the Deputy Director of Maintenance Operations for SDOT, and I want to thank you all for coming. I also want to thank the community for supporting us through this storm. We started our 24-hour response yesterday at 12 noon, and we have been able to treat all major arterial routes, all transit routes and all hospital routes, and as well as support the school district. So we want to thank NOAA and the weather forecasters from your stations that gave us this early warning and gave us a chance to get ahead of the game. Right now, we continue to have 35 to 40 large plows out. We have some smaller equipment, 15 to 20 pieces of equipment to deal with stuck buses or anything of that nature. Primarily what we're concerned about is freeze-thaw right now. So at night it's going to get colder, and when it gets colder, a lot of this moisture will turn to black ice. So we don't want to be lulled into a security where we think everything's safe because the road looks clear. Remember, if the road's shining, it might still be slippery. We want to thank you for your support on the sidewalks and suggest we know that we've had snow in the north end, and we're out there doing our part with the sidewalks that don't have adjacent property owners. But in the other parts of the city that haven't been affected yet and might get affected later this week, particularly Wednesday and Thursday, it might be a good idea if you get out there and put a little de-icer or salt on your sidewalk. It'll make it a lot easier to shovel or to help your neighbor going forward. Thank you so much for your support.
Terry?
Good morning. I'm Terry White, King County Metro's Deputy General Manager for Metro Transit. And I would like to echo what Rodney is saying here. I appreciate the communities. We welcome all the new riders who have chosen to ride with us. And I'd like to emphasize that this is just the beginning of our snow season events. So we don't want to get lackadaisical here. We want to just see this through to the end. King County Metro began the service today with putting our north and east services on snow route. We chained all of our coaches up just in case with the weather predictions. We weren't sure. We decided to be better safe than sorry. So as the day progresses, we will begin to take a lot of our coaches out of chain mode. We'll start from the south end and work our way back through the north. The critical places right now are the north and the east regions, where we will continue to remain on snow route until our control center decides differently. I would ask all the customers, if you haven't already, you should visit metrowinter.com. Prepare yourself for what is still to come. I urge you to sign up for transit alerts. Know your route, know the alternatives in your area, and plan to use transit as if you must go out, plan to use transit. I wanted to just thank our 3,000 plus bus operators, our mechanics, our frontline, our call center as well, for getting out, being prepared, and helping serve our customer base. I would just say again that it is important that we stay diligent as a community. Our transit system, along with all of our regional partners here, are prepared to provide you with bus, rail, marine, van pool, and a host of other ways to move about the community in a safe manner. But again, metrowinter.com is your friend. Go there for your single point of entry to get all the information that you need. We thank you for your time.
My name is Chris Johnson. I'm the Maintenance and Operations Manager for the Washington State Department of Transportation. As we take a look at this storm and every storm that we deal with, I need to emphasize that safety is our first priority. We want everyone to get to and from their destination safely. That goes for our crews as well as the traveling public. We're working closely with our first responders as well as our city and county partners throughout the region. Our crews worked overnight to plow and treat state highways, which were largely bare and wet this morning, aside from some of the higher elevations and the convergence zone up in South Snohomish County. We do monitor the forecast to make sure we have our proper resources and staff ready to go. Tonight we'll be pre-treating the roads to get ahead of this cold weather that's coming in. The little bit of the melt that we may get this afternoon is potential for a refreeze. And so I just ask people to be aware of that issue. We have the ability to rotate our staff out to prevent burnout of our crews. And we've been shifting some of our resources. Last night, we didn't get hit really bad down here in Seattle, so we did move some of our resources out to South Snohomish County to deal with the convergent zone snow that we did have. We do need help from people planning to travel. Please stay engaged, as Rodney was saying. We need to make sure that we check the forecast, check your route, and look to see where you're heading before you get out on the roadway. Please prepare for the conditions and make sure that you're ready to go. We had some situations up on Stevens Pass last night with people that were running short on the gasoline. Make sure your car is ready to go as well. Make sure you've got the proper safety equipment and that you're mechanically ready to be on the road. And again, thank you for your participation, and let's all be safe.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Peter Rogoff. I'm the CEO of Sound Transit, and I'm pleased to report to say that Sound Transit is running very smoothly this morning. Our Sounder trains coming up from Lakewood and Tacoma or down from Everett are all operating as planned. We do have 4 of our bus routes on emergency snow routes right now, and we will I'll articulate which one those are at the end. Very importantly, light rail is running smoothly. But we need to remind everybody that we are in our Connect 2020 period, 10 weeks of reduced operation where we'll be running trains every 14 minutes rather than every 6 or 10 minutes as we would during normal operations. So this really calls out to everyone to be very mindful of the fact that they need to bundle up, especially if they're on those elevated platforms at places like Mount Baker or Angle Lake where they're going to be exposed to the weather. The wait on the platform could be as long as 14 minutes. We really appreciate everyone's patience. But during the snow event last year, light rail ran very smoothly. It ran very smoothly because we were able to run ice trains just as we did last night. This is the way we make sure that our switches don't freeze and the overhead catenary doesn't freeze. We did the same thing last night. We'll continue to do the same thing throughout the week. Light rail ran very smoothly through the snow events last year, and our goal is to continue that reliable service throughout the snow events this year. So we are a very good option to staying off the roads, but like I said, people need to be cognizant that the trains will be only running roughly every 14 minutes. I also just want to say that we are on snow routes for bus routes 512, 550, 554, and 556. Very importantly, check the soundtransit.org website. That will give you complete updated information both on the availability of our bus routes, the availability and timeframes of our light rail service, the reliability of our Sounder trains, but right now things are going well and we expect them to throughout the week. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Fred Podesta, Seattle Public Schools Chief Operations Officer. I'd like to thank you all for being here. We are well aware of how important our planning is to the community as far as everyone else planning how their day is going to look, and getting word of our decision out quickly to families is vitally important, and we really lean on the media for that. So thank you for being here and continuing to hear about what we're doing. I also want to thank our partners. I want to thank Mayor Durkan and our partners at Seattle Department of Transportation and the Office of Emergency Management. Helped us gather a lot better information so we could make that decision earlier. And frankly, SDOT's good work made the difference for us today between a 2-hour late start and canceling classes. So can't say enough about the partnership that we've developed and the great work that people have done to respond better to snow than we have many years ago. So we stand up our operations on Friday to make sure that we've gathered the team, and we provide transportation is provided about half of Seattle Public Schools' 53,000 students. Many of those are with yellow buses, and others are with passenger vehicles and with our transit partners. And so we gathered our teams, and we have to transport students to 104 schools in all kinds of neighborhoods, and are very cognizant of the microclimates and different conditions across the city, because for us, as a practical matter, it's a binary decision. We're either all schools are starting late or we're canceling classes. We need to do the same thing across the whole district. So we, and starting on Saturday and Sunday, we began monitoring road temperatures, weather forecasts, participating in all the calls facilitated by the Office of Emergency Management to gather information. And then at 2 a.m. this morning, We had our snow drivers. We have 10 drivers from our transportation vendor and our transportation staff who patrol predetermined routes at schools at the highest elevations or that have steep grades where we know are chronic problems as far as accessibility to school. Like the transit agencies, our little transit company goes to snow routes in an event like this, but we deliver kids to schools, and so it's important that access to school is safe, and we end up putting fairly large vehicles on fairly narrow streets, and so we really need to make sure that that's going to be safe for traveling, going to be safe for everybody else's property, and of course the number one priority is safety for students. We have preschoolers and kindergartners taking use of our transit program. So we need to make sure that we're comfortable that everybody is going to be safe. Today this morning, there were some icy conditions around some schools at higher elevations that we felt would benefit from a bump in temperature after the sun rose and a little bit more traffic, and that everybody could use the time for a 2-hour late start, so that was the decision we made. We do this on a rolling 24-hour basis, so starting at 2 p.m. today, we'll gather the team again and get geared up to do this all over again and work very hard to have our decision known to the public by 3:45 a.m. and work with the media and everyone to get the word out. We are, as you've heard from the other agencies, concerned about freezing. I don't know that it'll be as visible, that there'll be lots of snow accumulation, but again, the road conditions, sidewalk conditions are our biggest concern, and stay tuned and you'll hear from us early tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Jason Johnson with the Human Services Department. Last night we activated our severe weather shelter, opening additional capacity at the Seattle Center's exhibition hall. A total of 86 people used that additional severe weather shelter capacity, and that shelter will remain open every night throughout this week, closing Monday morning, January 20th. This is a low barrier shelter open to all adults. This is not a family shelter and does not accommodate children. Salvation Army is staffing the shelter, and we are thankful for their cooperation and ongoing partnership to keep that important shelter resource open. Likewise, the city has partnered with King County to open additional beds at the King County Admin Building. That's additional capacity of 50 beds, and 18 people stayed there last night. That shelter is scheduled to remain open through Wednesday, and again, in partnership with King County, we'll be watching the weather closely to see if we need to keep that shelter resource open for an extended period of time. All of the shelter beds at City Hall are also still available. That shelter was at full capacity last night. We were able to extend hours at the City Hall shelter, including keeping the shelter open until 8 a.m. this morning so that people did not have to leave during the snow and freezing temperatures at 6 a.m. Communication has gone out to all of the city-funded outreach teams, including the navigation team. They've worked throughout the weekend and continue to be deployed today. They're trying to ensure that anyone living unsheltered goes indoors. We are really concerned with anyone who is living outdoors, living in a tent, as the temperatures today are expected to get dangerously low. What we want to ensure that the community knows and ask for the community's help is that if you are living outdoors, please take advantage of additional shelter capacity and go indoors. If you see someone living outdoors and you see someone living unsheltered in your community, there's a full list of emergency shelters available on the Crisis Clinic's website, and that's crisisconnections.org. You can also simply dial 211 and get a full list of available shelters that are open throughout the region. The City of Seattle has opened additional shelter capacity, but so have other communities. And so the full list of additional shelter capacity can be accessed through the Crisis Clinic. Finally, I wanted to just share that we've also asked all of our shelter partners, all of the city contracted shelter partners, to make any and all available space open and to not turn anyone away. We want to ensure that anyone seeking shelter has access to an indoor bed. We're also partnering with King County to make sure that spaces are open during the day. Specifically, they've opened a day center or a warming center during the day at 4th and Jefferson, which can accommodate people using downtown emergency shelters during the day. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Debra Smith, General Manager with Seattle City Light. Unlike my good friends at Snohomish PUD, City Light System is currently not experiencing any weather-related system disruptions, so I just have 4 quick points for you. One, as the mayor mentioned, be prepared for potential power outages, especially this week, but actually all winter long. That means blankets, batteries, flashlights, fully charged devices. Fully charged devices are especially important. If there is an outage, monitor the status on our online outage map. And all you need to do is put into Google Seattle City Light outage map, and it'll pop right up and show you at the top how many disruptions we have and how many customers might be out. And you can also see the general area. If you see a down power line, stay at least 35 feet away from the down power line and call 911 immediately. If you make contact with the down power line in your vehicle, stay in the car. Stay in the car, make the call, let our folks come and make safe so that you can get out and move on with your day. We're geared up and prepared. Our crews are on standby. The contact center is fully staffed, and if we do experience outages, we're prepared to work 24/7 to get folks back on. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Jeff Fowler with Seattle Public Utilities. Happy to report that our operations, water, drainage and wastewater, and solid waste are operating under normal conditions. The transfer stations are open. Having said that, there may be pockets in the city where the collectors might not be able to get to. Just a reminder to everyone to leave your garbage out the next day, and it'll be picked up. If it's not picked up by the end of the second day, bring it back in, and it'll be picked up during the next normal pickup day. Any exposed pipes as we enter into these more freezing conditions, make sure those are protected, outdoor faucets from freezing. And if you're out there shoveling your sidewalk, if you could take one more shovelful near the drain close to your house, that would be greatly appreciated. That can help with any of the standing water possibly freezing overnight, so keeping those drains clear. But please make sure you're able to do that in a safe way. And I'll turn it back over to the mayor for questions.
Thank you very much. And also want to emphasize the fire department wants to stress again, do not bring in barbecues, hibachis inside to heat your home. They can be very dangerous, not just causing fires, but be the CO2 emissions. And if you have space heaters plugged in, make sure that you unplug them at various times because they can also lead to fires or blown watts. We want to make sure also that people know that the Health One is operating. Seattle Police Department and Seattle Fire Department remain in normal operations, but they are also our eyes and ears out in every community. And they're really trying to keep us safe. We learned a lot of things from last year that we're trying to improve upon. One of the things is, as a Seattle police officer sees a road needs to be closed because it's dangerous, particularly in icy conditions at night, they have a way to connect SDOT immediately so SDOT can take over and make sure that that road gets closed. We will all be working together to make sure that we keep people safe, not just in Seattle, but in the region. As everyone knows, we're very interconnected. And we've learned that preparation really has paid off for us. In terms of shelters, we've pre-positioned food and other things at some of the community centers in case we need to open those community centers this week. So we are hoping to stay ahead of whatever the weather can bring us. And with that, if you have questions for me or anyone else up here.
This question for Mayor Durkan and also HSD. Could you talk a little bit more about the navigation team's outreach plan? Are they concentrating on certain parts of the city? Are additional staff from other departments getting involved? And most critically, if someone declines shelter, what is the team doing in that event?
All right, Jason, do you want to
Sure.
answer that?
Yeah. Thank you. So, as I mentioned, the navigation team has been out all weekend and continues to be out throughout the city today. They are out with materials, so socks, blankets, hand warmers, and food, but most importantly, they are trying to encourage everyone to go indoors. They have lists of all of the indoor shelter resources and are going to be doing everything they can to encourage people to go indoors. They cannot force people indoors, and so there are going to be people that decline to take shelter. In those cases, they want to make sure that people are as safe as possible, that they have additional supplies, and that they will be reconnecting with those folks to, again, encourage them to go indoors. We want everyone living unsheltered to please come inside during this dangerously cold weather.
Do you have any numbers on people who were brought inside by the navigation team?
I do not. We got the shelter numbers, shelter census numbers from overnight, which I shared. And we know that today the navigation team and all of our contracted outreach teams are deployed and trying to get as many people indoors as possible.
Just one last. Are they deployed in certain parts of the city? Or are they focusing on certain parts of the city?
They are doing outreach. The navigation team is doing outreach in places where we know there are large number of people congregating, so large encampments, but they are being deployed throughout the entire city.
Jason, you mentioned expanded shelter, and I know last week you said you're asking your partners to put people wherever they can, always wherever it is available. Occupancy and fire safety rules being suspended during this cold weather to make sure people aren't turned away if they try to come inside?
They are not. So we are working closely with the fire department. Any additional capacity that the city has opened, the fire department has gone in to make sure that things are safe and that we're operating within capacity.
So if people are coming to a shelter and it's already full, what happens there?
That probably looks different for different providers. They have different protocols in place. But for example, Mary's Place, their winter shelter emergency protocol is to turn no one away. And so they are using all of their available space. I think they're using all available resources to make sure that anyone, families with children, are indoors and safe.
And one thing, just to add to that, one thing we saw last winter when we had the longer period of snow was, as shelters expanded their own capacity, not to turn people away, they were able to call the city or other services so we could bring them to the additional shelters that we were opening up. So we've really tried to create that connectivity both between our provider community but also the city and county resources so that we don't only just not turn people away, but we have other places for them to go. And the fire department has been checking all the places where we can surge. They've been through already to make sure smoke detectors are working, CO2 detectors, that there will be safe ingress and egress, and that the ability to feed people also will be done safely as well.
Are y'all accepting donations, and do you prefer materials or monies?
That's a very good question. Yeah, we take both, but each one has a. I'll let Jason answer that because it's for the short term. It's a different answer than for the long term.
Thank you. Good question. So, managing donations can be a full job in itself. And so what we're asking is anyone in the community who wishes to make donations to use the United Way and make donations directly through the United Way. We have a specific portal on the United Way website where people can make donations to the emergency weather efforts. So we're asking that people not donate items to any of the shelters directly, and instead coordinate with United Way.
Jason, when you guys are out or with the navigation team, are you guys monitoring open fires and inspecting how they are being maintained, anything like that to prevent potential fires?
Yeah, so that is part of the navigation team's regular work. So they are always monitoring the public health and safety related to anyone who's living unsheltered. So they're continuing that work. I will say that their focus today is on getting people indoors. So their primary focus will be trying to encourage anyone living unsheltered to take advantage of additional shelter capacity.
Jason, I know you don't have information from the medical examiner and will be checking for deaths due to exposure, but I'm wondering if the NAV team or anyone else at HSD has come across people with conditions like frostbite due to the cold that started this week.
I don't have any such reports.
All right, any last question?
I had a question for Metro. Are you, I noticed like the D line this morning was so crowded they weren't stopping to pick up people in certain places. Are you putting on extra buses?
As we can, we will add extra service. Our transit control center is kind of the central hub for what is happening out on the surface there. And as they can, they will add additional service. As you know, we're providing some additional service as well for the link service for 2020. So capacity is tough right now. But as we can, we will address crowding.
And then are there Metro routes on snow routes now?
Yes, the north and the east corridor of the county are all on snow routes currently.
And does the One Bus Away app, does it record if it's a snow route, like if you're waiting for a bus?
I can't actually say if One Bus Away is doing that or not. I know we've been working with them as well as some of the other providers for apps. If they are not, I would say go to metrowinter.com to be insured. And for your specific routes, I would say sign up for transit alerts so you're immediately in the know on every step of your journey.
Last question, sorry, for Jason again. Is the navigation team going to pause any of its ongoing cleanup work, 72-hour cleans, obstructions, hazards this week during the cold?
Yeah, as I mentioned, the priority today and throughout this week will be to connect people to indoor shelter. And so there is some, movement in the schedule, but the priority will be to connect as many people as possible to the additional shelter capacity.
So still continuing the cleanups this week?
No, they're going to most likely be deployed and have their hands full connecting people with the resources that they need.
Thank you. Last question?
Sledding. When it gets nice and snowy here, I'm thinking of Queen Anne Hill Road, maybe streets or police would like to answer this. This is your chance to put out a whether or not you prefer that people sled in the streets.
We absolutely prefer people don't sled in the streets. We've seen every year there's been accidents, sometimes fatal and tragic accidents. So it's a good reminder that when we do close our streets, particularly if we get another snow event, a road closed sign is not a sled. A road closed sign means that road is closed and you should stay off it because it's not safe to travel. And if you want to enjoy sledding, stay in your parks or yards, but do not sled in the streets. And again, stay safe. It's all about safety, and if we look out for each other, use common sense, I think it'll go a long ways to being better off this year even than last year. Thank you.